All right, I am back. It has been quite a while since we've done some good news. So if you missed the previous ones, really the reason I did this is because I was honestly getting depressed and losing hope because of the news and things that I was seeing in my social media feeds. And when I looked around, though, at our community, I saw a lot of positive things happening. So I wanted to make sure that your feeds were being matched with the positive things that are happening as well, and make sure that you guys all know about the wonderful people in our community so that you can support them during the pandemic, but also after the pandemic as well. So today I have Chef Q Ibrahim with me today. So thank you for joining me.
Amy, thank you for having me.
And one of my first questions for you, so Chef Q owns a catering company. And I know that it is Ghetto Sesame Street spelled backwards, but I have no idea how you say it. So how do you say it?
Okay, so this is the best parts of teertsemasesottehg. Okay, so there is no way possible to know how three words collectively placed together are said. So some people walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, is it teerts gada 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 gada?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's it." Because it's literally Ghetto Sesame Street. I've had people say to me, "Hey, I know you're classically trained French training, and I've been there when we went to Paris. It's a little place," and I'm like, "Mm-hmm." Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it's whatever you. I swear, if you walk up to me right now and say, yeah, if you say, "Hey, I want to join your Tears ga 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 ga," and I'll be like, "Oh, you should." It's whatever you say.
So can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
Okay, so it is actually a secret location underground supper club. And what that means is we do secret locations. We started with pop-ups. And the name comes from actually being an educator, but being a chef. And one day I was sitting down, I was working for a social service agency, and we did restaurant training. And I literally, one day we sat down and it was staff, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is like Ghetto Sesame Street today." And it was like, ding. So what it is people sign up. So you would sign up on like Instagram or Facebook, or you would get a link sent to you. We have text messages, and you sign up. We do six courses with wine pairings or cocktail pairings, depending on what the menu is. We always try to connect with a local wine shop, or artisan wine shop. Always. So then we're also building community, and someone finds out about another shop, but we like to work in the community no matter where we were. If we were in Hyde Park or Evanston or Skokie, we will find them and say, "Hey, you guys want to partner?" So we're always continuously trying to build partnerships. Now, it's six courses. You have no idea where it's going to be. You'll get a general idea. So if it was in Evanston, we might say it's going to be in North Evanston or South Evanston. If it was in Rogers Park, we might say it's going to be in Rogers Park or West Rogers Park, but we don't give you anything. You buy a ticket. Tickets are anywhere usually from $125 to $250 a person. It is BYOB, and then we also do bubbles. So we always have a couple greeting drinks or pairings with, always. Morning of, we send out a revealer email. So it gives you all the information you need, like where to park, or if you're taking the red line or Uber, or if there's a password, or we want you to wear, it's a black light party, we want you to wear all white. You'll get all the information. So it's really fun, but the best part about it is it's communal dining. So you have the opportunity to sit down and eat and break bread with people you probably normally would never even meet.
I love that. I love the adventure part of it, and the community part as well. And I said this in some of my posts, but one of the reasons I was so excited about having you on, and I really look up to you, is I think you are very intentional about every little decision that you make and step that you take to have the biggest impact as far as serving others. And I saw that. We'll talk in a little bit about what you're doing, but just in things like, not only are you serving the community, but the meals that are being delivered right now, you are hiring out of work bus drivers. So just looking at how you can maximize the impact you helped Euros Planet get funding and show them how to get funding instead of using their own savings to help the community. So I'm just really impressed by, you're not just doing one good thing, you're looking at how big can you expand that. And so I love how you're doing that with the underground dining, as far as how do we build community and introduce people to other small businesses that they might not normally connect with and see. So it's just another example
Thank
of what
you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, and I'm not a foodie, but I also understand that you're a world-renowned chef, and you had a James Beard dinner that you were preparing for, right? Before COVID hit?
Absolutely. This was, it wasn't actually in partnership with James Beard, but it was happening James Beard weekend. And I was doing it with a writer, with a journalist that's very well known. And we were putting this together. And during James Beard weekend, you don't have very many Black and brown chefs getting exposure. So we had, we spoke collectively to decide, hey, this is what we should do to bring everyone in and focus on. So it was really going to be a black and tan kind of thing. And we were going to use brown sommeliers and black waiters, and, you know, just kind of say, hey, this is what Black and brown excellence is. So yeah, it folded. Everything folded. It just did.
Something else will come up to replace it.
It has.
Yeah. So tell us what you did instead for the last few months.
Okay, so in March, I think probably about March 11th or so, I was prepared for this. I was very prepared for this. I knew it was coming. I didn't know to this capacity. I didn't know it would last this long, but my family and I, we were really prepared. We had family meetings, a lot of discussions. The one thing I didn't know was it was going to impact me financially. I thought it was going to impact everyone else. One day my mom said to me, hey, if you need some help financially for a couple months, you know, and I was like, I'm a chef, like everyone's going to always eat, but we didn't know what this was. So I think I lost all of my accounts as far as nonprofits and organizations and corporate accounts, team building sessions that I already had under contracts, probably Skokie district schools, Evanston and Chicago organizations. And then after that happened, my business started trickling because I was booked out until like the end of June. And it was like cancellation. I canceled my dinner. When I canceled that, I think I canceled that May 7th. And that same week, probably I had 10 cancellations. So for a weekend, I cried like a baby and I screamed. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Why isn't it happening to my brothers? Because I'm the good child. But no, literally, I said that in the midst of screaming my eyes out. And then I started having phone conversations and getting phone calls and talking to, I work with a lot of youth organizations. And I know and love these kids. These are my babies. These are our babies, but these are my babies. And I know a lot of the parents. And I started realizing that there was a need, or going to be a direct need for food. I have money in the bank, not a lot. I couldn't like buy groceries for every family, but I run a boutique company. I know how to cook. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. The demand was unbelievable. There were parents that had, they bought food the first and second week, but after that, they were maxed because you have a lot of people that don't have income coming in. It's like, hey, you know, right now there was no unemployment off the back. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, it was a disaster. Yeah. So the only thing I could think to do was to create a free meal program. So out of money that I had, I went and bought food and partnered with my partners. We'll reveal that later. And it was really a beautiful thing. And I was able to find out about some other people. People lost jobs so fast. And it was just word of mouth. Hey, this parent lost a job. Some of the kids whose parents work for different companies, they lost jobs. And I was like, this is what we'll do. I have an elder mother, so I knew that I couldn't be in contact with a lot of people. So I started out in the kitchen by myself, and we did direct non-contact, like pick up outside, drivers would pull up and take out. I started with 9 families. We are at, I think, 62 families now.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, I had no idea what I was getting into. Trust me, we are 4 months later in this, and I'm like, at least today is Sunday, right? So all I knew was, love is what love does. You say you love these kids or you love your community or your families. That's all I had to give. I didn't have like money to give. I can't buy groceries. I'm not at that place yet, but that's what I could do. And that's what I've been doing for almost 5 months now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. We talked to Jennifer's Edibles as one of the first. We talked to William. And I know they started
people, yeah.
meals, right? And it was 200, like almost immediately.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I remember starting the very first week I talked to Jennifer. I talked to Chef DeAndre. It's like, we're a collective society. Like, we all know each other. It's like, hey, do you have gloves? Hey, do you have to-go containers? They'll call you if they have something extra. I'll call them. So we were like, really, when we say we're all in this together, like, yeah, it's unbelievable as a group how effective and how things happen. And you could call and say, hey, I don't have any to-go boxes right now, or I don't have money for this. Like, you need gloves? I got gloves. You need to-go boxes? But me and Jennifer, I think within the same week, we actually started within the same week. And I remember calling Chef DeAndre, and I was like, hey, Chef, I got to start feeding my babies. What do you think about this or that, and about some things? And their support systems, we're all a support system, I think, for each other.
And if people don't know, Chef DeAndre is from Soul and Smoke, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Feast and them by Soul and Smoke. Him and Heather, I've known them for, I think, the whole time, basically, I've been here. So, yeah.
And then you connected with Heroes Planet because they were doing the same thing, using their savings to feed the community, and helped them figure out how to get funds to continue as well.
Actually, when I connected with Heroes Planet, I was driving past Heroes Planet every day, and I would see Pablo and Erica in the window. And I was like, man, the high school was closed, the barber shops were closed. And I kept saying, I'm going to stop in there and say hello, stop in there and say hello. And when I stopped in, they hadn't actually started. So when I actually spoke to them, I told them what I was doing. I think I was in my very first week. And they were like, there are so many people calling us. We want to do the same thing. I had never met them, but instinctively, I trusted them. I knew that they really wanted to take care of community off the bat. It was just, they were just so genuine. And I remember leaving, and they said they didn't have the money. They said, we haven't had business. Erica said, we made $15 today. And I remember leaving, and the next morning on my way into the kitchen, I caught them, and I was like, hey, what do you guys really need to start? You can get some cases of chicken, rice, beans. What do you need? And they gave me the figure. And thank God that's the only figure they gave me, because I was like, I got you. I was like, I PayPal'd it to them right then. I was like, don't worry about it. Feed your people. Take care of the community. Take care of your people. That's it. It's Evanston. It's all love.
So when you were talking about the kids that you're feeding, a lot of those kids that you were feeding are part of the Foster Street Urban Agriculture Program. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Okay. So let me say, I don't know if those are that's the demographic. I will say, I work with Family Focus, so I know the kids in different programs at Family Focus. Mm-hmm. I partner with YJC. I partner with YOU. I work for Oakton Community College. So I have everyone from high school, collegiate to kindergartners. I partner with Dewey Garden, Oakton Garden. I know kids all over. So it wasn't just that. It was just, I know the kids. These are our kids. So it was a no-brainer.
Okay. Well, can you tell us, though, just about that, the Foster Street Urban our Agriculture Program? Because I think that would be of interest to people.
So, sure. Foster Street Urban Agriculture Program, it is a partnership between Family Focus Evanston and the Evanston Food Exchange. Evanston Food Exchange mission is to deal with food insecurity in Evanston. I'm the president of the board. We have Ross Goldstein. We have Ann Seals, Jennifer Billingsley. We also partner with Kim Minestra from ETHS and Talking Farm, Edible Evanston. It's a collective. So I think I have been the manager of the garden. This is actually my 3rd year. So what we do is we teach kids entrepreneurship skills. This is our 1st year. Usually in the summer, we hire children, youth from the Mayor's Summer Youth Program. But that the month that we all had the stay at home order, I think it was like March 26th, we were supposed to have the job fair that we usually have at ETHS, and that was canceled. So this year we did not hire teenagers. We didn't even know if we would have a program this year. Usually we teach entrepreneurship skills, gardening, how to cultivate, how to sell the food. We are usually also, we're at the Evanston Farmers Market. We do a farm to fork dinner for the community. We do a couple free community dinners that are free. Our fundraiser is actually the farm to fork. That's probably our largest one. But yeah, so it's really beautiful. Every Wednesday at 10 a.m., we give away our produce. So even like right now, we have tons of food. If you want to come, you can just come. All you have to do is live in Evanston, but we don't ID anyone or anything. If you need food, we have fresh organic food there. Squash, herbs, we have sorrel, we have collard greens, Swiss chard. So this year we're doing something relatively very, very different. We've asked the parents to bring their children to the garden. So we came up with slots. So it's just one family in the garden at a time, which is really cool. You know, we were really worried, but now we're getting the adults and the parents to kind of take ownership of that garden, and their children are teaching them, because our kids have been like 3 years in now.
Yeah.
So it is the most brilliant thing you've ever seen to have the parent there with a worksheet scratching their head. And they're like, no, these are the good bugs, Mom. So it's super cool.
That's great. There are some good things that have changed because of this, like that.
That is really good, because next year they'll have ownership of that garden. They'll say, oh, that's our garden. Hold on. They'll be there on volunteer days and helping out and putting us out, hopefully. So yeah, it's working out.
Good. So if people would like to help support you in feeding these families right now, they're able to PayPal and Zelle you still, is that correct?
Absolutely. You can still PayPal and Zelle. I have gotten funding, I think through the whole pandemic from April to July from Evanston Community Foundation. They have, they stepped out when they were really needed and invested in our community. You never know when your funding ends or what's next. So absolutely, you can donate through my PayPal or directly through Zelle with the email teertsemasesottehg@gmail.com. You can Google it. It comes up.
I actually put it in the comments for people.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So
also,
I'm sorry, Amy, what did you say?
Also the Cash App. Is that
Cash
still?
App. Yes. Cash App is Ibrahim Feeds. So yes, I've been in partnership with the organization called Gardener Chicago, where they have over 100 gardens in Chicago. And we partnered about 8 weeks ago because their schools are closed. And we go there every once a week to the west side of Chicago and probably pick up about 50, 60, 70 pounds of fresh produce. And this is all served in our meals. So it's, we have YOU Farm and Talking Farm, our farm, which is the Foster Street Urban Agriculture Program, and Gardeners. So all of our food is coming mostly, it's coming straight from the ground. So it's a good feeling.
Very healthy.
It's healthy. It's a good feeling.
Good. Well, thank you very much for everything you're doing. If people want to follow you, especially if they're looking to get involved in those secret underground dinners, is Instagram the best or Facebook? Do you have?
So either one. Facebook is the same as Instagram. It's teertsemasesottehg. At the top of the Facebook page, you'll see a button that says sign up. And also on our Instagram, the only link in our Instagram profile. Click on it. That's our sign up. You sign up, and when we have 3 dinners dropping for August. So you sign up fast. We had 2 in July. They sold out within 7-8 minutes. So they're a little smaller now, of course, to keep everybody safe. But I would love to have you at our chef's table.
That sounds great. So make sure that you follow on Instagram so you don't miss any of those. Thank you again for taking time today to talk with us.
And thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing joy. We appreciate that.
And if people missed the previous conversations, you can find all of these at somegoodnewsevanston.com. So if you're wondering who Chef Q was talking about when we talked about some of those other people, most of them we have a video that you can check out and learn more about them as well. So learn about our community, because we have our problems, but we've got a lot of great things going on as well.
Beautiful things happen in the community. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye. Take care.